Hello friends, welcome to our e-learning program on Sociology optional from UPSC point of view, and in these series of lectures, as we have already discussed, that we are covering certain important areas of Sociology syllabus from UPSC mains perspective and various State Public Service Commission's perspective. In these series of lectures of half an hour each, we are going to cover those areas of Sociology syllabus which are very important area. And when I say that these are very important area, what I mean to say that these are the areas which you may call as core area, basic areas of your Sociology syllabus, Sociology optional from UPSC point of view, from where questions have been asked repeatedly in previous UPSC examinations and in various state services examination. Considering as most of you they don't have any background from sociology, you have not studied sociology in your academics, अपने कॉलेज में पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन में आप में से कई लोगों ने सोशोलॉजी नहीं पढ़ा है, एंड मेनी ऑफ यू दे डोंट हैव एनी बैकग्राउंड इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट. सो व्हाट विल बी आवर अप्रोच? Our approach will be to take these concepts from very basics, presuming कि आपको इस optional के बारे में पहले से कुछ भी नहीं पता है. And in last 2-3 lectures that I have taken and that I uploaded on our YouTube channel, we have discussed with you people that why this particular optional is one good choice for aspirants who are preparing for UPSC civil services as per examination. हमने आपके साथ एक ओवरव्यू लिया सोशोलॉजी ऑप्शनल के सिलेबस का, फर्स्ट पेपर एज वेल एज सेकेंड पेपर, जहाँ पे हमने ये डिस्कस किया कि देर आर सर्टेन यूनिट्स ऑफ योर फर्स्ट पेपर दैट यू मे सी ऑन योर स्क्रीन. दैट इज फर्स्ट यूनिट दैट डील्स विद सोशोलॉजी द डिसिप्लिन, second unit that deals with sociology as a science, and third unit that deals with methodology. These are those units that deals with your basics. Basics से मेरा मतलब ये है कि कैसे ये सब्जेक्ट इवॉल्व हुआ, what were those circumstances under which this new subject came into existence, how this subject can be equated with any other scientific discipline like physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, or what are the differences when you compare any natural sciences with social sciences. Then what kind of the methodological approaches we will take while studying social phenomena, क्या हमारी रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी होगी. तो ये शुरू की जो 3 यूनिट्स हैं ये आपके उस बेसिक्स को डील करती हैं. एक इंट्रोडक्शन है सोशोलॉजी सब्जेक्ट का, एंड सिंस आप में से बहुत सारे लोग इस ऑप्शनल को, इस सब्जेक्ट को अपने ग्रेजुएशन में या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन में नहीं पढ़े हुए. मेनी ऑफ यू आर लाइक इंजीनियर, मेनी ऑफ यू आर फ्रॉम साइंस बैकग्राउंड, मेनी ऑफ you are from humanities background, then also you have decided that you will take sociology as an optional. So from our perspective what we are doing that शुरू के कुछ क्लासेस मैं इन बेसिक्स को डिवोट कर रहा हूँ, बेसिक्स जिनसे आपको एक फैमिलियरिटी हो जाए सोशोलॉजी ऑप्शनल के साथ. लास्ट क्लास में मैंने आपके साथ डिस्कस किया कि हाउ sociology as a subject it emerged, as a distinct discipline it emerged in 18th century Europe. So we discussed that why, how, when, where this particular subject came into existence in 18th century Europe. जहाँ पे हमने आपके साथ डिस्कस किया कि 18th century Europe was a change Europe. It was a change Europe, certain changes that started from 14th century onwards and that got culminated in 18th century. One intellectual offshoot, one intellectual outcome of those changes was emergence of this particular discipline known as sociology. So that thing I discussed with you people. और वहाँ पे हमने बहुत सारी चीज़ें वो डिस्कस की जो आपने वर्ड हिस्ट्री में पहले से पढ़ी हुई हैं. लाइक हमने आपके साथ डिस्कस किया कि कैसे कमर्शियल रिवोल्यूशन टुक प्लेस, how scientific revolution took place, and how such commercial revolution when alternate sea trade route was discovered by Vasco da Gama, how such scientific revolution it led to one major development जो आपने वर्ड हिस्ट्री में भी पढ़ा, that is industrial revolution. हमने आपके साथ ये भी डिस्कस किया कि how certain political ideas they gave rise to one major development in world history, that is French Revolution. हमने आपके साथ समझा कि Europe before 14th century it was a feudal Europe where king emperors used to be there. There were two classes, there was no middle class. हमने discuss किया there was a role of religion, tremendous role of religion. Society was under control of religion, theocratic society it was there, and how such changes that took place over a period of time from 14th century to 17th century, how it led to emergence of an age that we were seeing as age of criticality, age of reasoning, जहाँ पे हमने आपके साथ डिस्कस किए कुछ इंटेलेक्चुअल डेवलपमेंट. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल डेवलपमेंट? हमने आपके साथ डिस्कस किया रिनेसा, हमने आपके साथ डिस्कस किया रिफॉर्मेशन, हमने आपके साथ डिस्कस किया एनलाइटनमेंट. And such scholars, such thinkers were arguing that behind every such natural phenomena that we are witnessing, there are some general laws. So natural world should not be explained in terms of supernatural forces, and it is the responsibility of an intellectual, it is the responsibility of a scientist to find out underlying general laws, and that led to emergence of such subjects like physics, केमिस्ट्री, बायोलॉजी. ये सारे सब्जेक्ट इमर्ज होके आ रहे हैं जिसमें आप इन सारी नेचुरल फिनोमिनास के पीछे कुछ जनरल लॉस को डिस्कवर कर रहे हैं. ये सारी चीजें हमने आपके साथ डिस्कस की. एंड व्हेन सच काइंड ऑफ मटेरियल चेंजेस, सच काइंड ऑफ सोशल चेंजेस, सच काइंड ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल चेंजेस, व्हेन दे वर टेकिंग प्लेस, then some people whom we were referring as classical sociologists, they were commenting on these changes. Some were appreciating these changes as a positive changes, some were appreciating these changes as negative changes, some were known as progressive scholars, some were known as conservative thinkers. And as a result of that kind of writings, while some were glorifying these changes, some were criticizing these changes, a new intellectual discipline came into existence that we were saying sociology. जहाँ पे हमने आपके साथ ऐसा डिस्कस किया कि अगर फिजिकल वर्ल्ड में जो चेंजेस हैं उन्हें डिस्कवर करने के लिए देयर इज वन सब्जेक्ट दैट इज फिजिक्स. इन केमिकल मैटर्स और केमिकल वर्ल्ड व्हाट एवर चेंजेस आर टेकिंग प्लेस, उन्हें डिस्कवर करने के लिए देयर इज वन सब्जेक्ट नोन एज केमिस्ट्री. इन अ सिमिलर मैनर whatever changes are taking place in social world, we need a subject, an intellectual discipline that will be able to gather knowledge about these social changes, social processes, social behavior, social problems, and what can be possible solution for that. And that subject, dear friend, that subject can be sociology. ये हमने आपके साथ डिस्कस किया while discussing emergence of sociology. So if anyone among you have missed that lecture, I will request that you should go through our YouTube channel and you should see how and why, where sociology emerged as a distinct discipline. Now, second important thing that I am going to discuss with you people, that is scope of this subject. So अगर आप first paper का syllabus देखेंगे तो in your very first unit where it is mentioned as sociology the discipline, in that unit only you will find there is one small topic that is scope of sociology. और आप पाएंगे कि इस टॉपिक से शॉर्ट नोट्स पूछे गए हैं इन यूपीएससी एग्जामिनेशन, in various other state services examination. Questions have been asked that what is the scope of this particular subject. So friends, जब भी हम ऐसा बोलते हैं कि what is the scope of this particular subject या what is the scope, so scope से मतलब ये है कि what is the extent of reach of that particular subject, कि वो क्या एरिया है इंटेलेक्चुअल या एकेडमिक वर्ड का जिससे इस डिसिप्लिन को कवर किया जा सकता है. So what area of our intellectual curiosity, our academic world, this particular discipline is going to cover, that will be the scope of what this particular subject. Like बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट हैं like political science, psychology, philosophy, हर सब्जेक्ट हर डिसिप्लिन का economics, हर सब्जेक्ट का कोई स्कोप है. उसी तरह से we will try to understand कि what is the scope of sociology. So sociology is one such subject हमने आपके साथ डिस्कस किया that studies about society, and society as such it is a very general term and it includes all aspect of our human interaction, political interaction, economic interaction, family, marriage, kinship, political processes, any other kind of behavior change, development. So in last class I discussed with you people that all these things we discuss in sociology. So as far as scope of sociology is concerned, there is one viewpoint among scholars that the scope of sociology is very encyclopedic. It studies, it covers each and every aspect of society, while there are certain group of thinkers जो आगे जाके मैं आपके साथ discuss करूँगा, that they are saying that just like economics has a specific scope, just like philosophy, just like political science and IR, they have a specific scope. In a similar manner, sociology, in order to get more respectability, in order to gain more acceptability, it should also have a distinct scope. And because of that, from your examination point of view, I am saying that scope of any subject can be seen in terms of either field of knowledge or in terms of a profession. तो जब भी आप कोई subject पढ़ना चाहते हैं, and when you ask your parents that I want to do my masters in this particular subject, so they try to assess and that what is the scope of that particular subject, either as a field of knowledge and either as a field of what? Profession. So if you see as a field of knowledge, knowledge के term में हमने आपके साथ discuss किया that a person who is studying sociology, he gathers his responsibility is to gather knowledge about various social processes, various social problems and possible solutions for those social problems, and because of that, in such a field of knowledge, scope of sociology is multidisciplinary, that whatever knowledge you have gathered through sociology, when you apply in real life, it may give to number of branches, like it may lead to sociology of religion, it may lead to sociology of family, marriage, it may lead to sociology of industrial sociology where workers' relationship with management is being analyzed. Then it may lead to sociology of politics or political sociology. Then how sociological influences they create an impact on our economic interaction. It may lead to emergence of another discipline known as economic sociology. That is different discipline. These are different related areas within the scope of sociology. और एक पर्सन जो कि ट्रेन है सोशोलॉजी में, वो सोशोलॉजी के थ्रू जो भी अपने नॉलेज एक्वायर किया है, दैट यू कैन अप्लाई in each and every aspect of society. So that is one particular scope of sociology as a field of knowledge. And as a field of profession, I am saying, friend, a person who is exposed to the craft of sociology, he may take teaching as a profession. Such sociologists, they are hired by number of government organizations, NGOs, international NGOs, for doing number of research related with refugee problem, related with gender disparity, related with racial conflict. So here, role of sociologists can be taken as a researcher, and in our government organization, in non-government organization like UNESCO, like UNICEF, number of such organizations, they also recruit trained sociologists as an administrator to look into various aspects of society. That is one perspective. When we study scope of any other subject, including sociology as a subject, that scope of this subject can be studied from the perspective of a field of knowledge and as a field of profession. Another debate, that is very popular debate within sociology, that what should be the scope of sociology as a field of knowledge. So field of knowledge के अंदर ही एक और डिबेट है सोशोलॉजी में, that is formal school or specialist school versus a school known as synthetic school. So those scholars who belong to formal school, prominent among them are like जॉर्ज जिमेल, आगे जाके हम उनके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे, मैक्स वेबर, फ्रेडरिक टॉयनीज, दीज आर सर्टेन स्कॉलर्स दोज हु बिलोंग टू फॉर्मल स्कूल. और इनका कहना है कि इफ सोशियोलॉजी हैज टू एक्वायर respect, if sociology has to acquire acceptability among masses as a distinct discipline, it should have a very specific scope. So scope of sociology should be very specific as per formal school of scholars, while others like Emil Durkheim, like Prelims Sorokin, those who belong to synthetic school, उनका कहना है कि ये जो compartmentalization का approach है, कि you can compartmentalize sociological research, like if you are studying about a particular aspect of society like marriage or family, आप इसे compartmentalize नहीं कर सकते. और because of that they are saying that since nature of subject matter of sociology is social processes, social behavior, social interaction, social institutions. और ये जो institutions हैं, our political institutions, economic institutions, cultural institutions, ये आपस में interrelated हैं, they are interwoven. इनको हम compartmentalize करके नहीं देख सकते हैं. Because of that, those who belong to synthetic school, they say that our approach should be a kind of coordinated approach where we cannot compartmentalize the research or subject of sociology from other discipline. It has close relation with anthropology, it has close relation with philosophy, it has close relation with economics. That is known as synthetic school of thought, which talks about a coordinated approach. So through this small discussion, I hope that now you people have got some general idea that what exactly is the scope of sociology. So if such question comes in your examination regarding scope of sociology, so we will start that what we mean by scope of any particular subject. जहाँ पे मैंने आपके साथ discuss किया, scope means extent or reach of that subject. Then we will write about scope of this subject as a field of knowledge and scope of this subject as a field of profession, and finally we will reach to that debate that is formal school versus synthetic school. So that will be the flow of your answer if such a question comes in your examination. So through these small lectures of half an hour each, what is our approach? Our approach is to give you a familiarity about these core areas or these important aspects of sociology, so that in examination, particularly in mains examination where you need to use the knowledge of sociology from UPSC point of view, आप अच्छे answers लिख पाए. And with regard to that, all content in form of PDF also we will provide on our Telegram channel. So I think that through this small lecture, you have understood the scope of sociology. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for watching us and listening us.